You're live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the dawn of World Sports. I don't know if I've done a live stream on this before. Possibly have done one, but very, very long time ago. So if you're joining this live stream, you're welcome to the channel. I'm just going to do a little bit of NHL chat, where we're at so far with the channel, like what I've enjoyed about it so far. And if anybody who joins has any questions, feel free to fire away at me and I'll answer it as best I can. Hi, mate, whoever's joining there, thanks very much for joining. There's a few people now. What I will say is I'll talk about, I did say I was going to do Jaeger, I'm doing Iserman. I've just done Hextall yesterday, Ron Hextall, the insane goalie that was at the Flyers. Absolute lunatic, and I loved every second of that video. Also, I've got Brian McGrattan, who was an enforcer, one of the last, the last of an era, really, wasn't he? Towards the end of that era, he was one of the last ones. And also Theo Fleury as well, who's Calgary Flames, small player. I was told as well in the comments section below about Theo, what a turbulent sort of young adult life he had. But then he made it in. He was a short player. Actually, people say, could he be the best short player ever in the NHL? Not too sure, but certainly the Calgary Flames fans hold him in high regard. He had stints at other clubs as well. And he also played for the Belfast Giants, which I was quite happy to hear. Obviously, the team that's near me here in Northern Ireland, the Belfast Giants, was also another player. I did cover him. I'm sure I covered him or I spoke about him. He was in the old... the Guardians of the Ice documentary I watched. He came over to the Giants as well. I just can't remember his name off the top of my head now, but it's quite good to see. Obviously, they're kind of got their careers starting to fizzle out a little bit, and you're getting the chance to see guys that have been brilliant in the NHL. Obviously, they're not as good, but they're getting older and they're coming over to Europe, playing in the British League as well. Of course, out of all the European leagues, the British one's the only one where you can still fight in it, so it's pretty good, that road. And actually, you are getting quite regular fights in it as well. I know people that's been up to it. One of the nights they play on the Friday night, the Saturday night, and one of the nights, my brother-in-law, he went up. He says it was all right. It was good enough, standard, but there was no fights. And then on the Saturday night, it exploded. I think there was 2 or 3 fights that night, so he was a bit unlucky. So I think from the players that I've covered so far, and I know I've got a lot to do. I think Jaeger, he's coming this week. He is number 2 of all time in point scoring behind Gretzky. Glenn O'Keefe, thanks, mate, for the comment. Theo joined the league when it was all big men. Him and Pavel Bure were the first little men of an era, although Theo played a more aggressive game. That was something I read about him as well. For his size, he was game as fuck. He wasn't scared to get stuck into people, even if they were bigger than him. He had the heart of a lion, and I like that. And he could actually play the game as well. And you've just mentioned Pavel Bure, the Russian rocket. How quick was that guy on ice? I really enjoyed his video as well. But his namesake, Pavel Datsuk, is that how you pronounce him again? I can't just remember if I've said that right. But anyway, wow. I would go as far as to say he's the best player I watched, regardless. I mean, you can hit me with your McDavids, your Sidney Crosby's, Ovechkin, whatever, just for the video that I watched of him. He was certainly the most enjoyable one for me to watch. Not saying he's the best player, but for pure enjoyment from the highlight reel. And I know you can't really go by YouTube videos, and I'm only reacting, but for anybody who's new to what I've been doing, I learn about the sport through, 1, doing reactions, and then 2, engaging with people who follow the sport, talking to people, learning off them, and having like live streams like that, chatting away, get people's opinions and thought, learning that way. And it helps me enjoy it even more as well, so I can get an understanding of what the fuck I'm actually talking about. Hi, Alexander, mate. Thanks very much for the comment. Fights have become much more rare. I attended the Toronto Marlies AHL probably 50 games in the last 6 seasons. Haven't seen one 8. Well, that's quite. There's not been a fight yet. You don't mind, right? Like, I wouldn't be as concerned about not seeing a fight if the standard of hockey was good. But if you're going, I don't know what the AHL is like. I'd imagine it's pretty good that if you're attending, or maybe it's just you enjoy. You've just always followed them from you were young. I'm not too sure your own personal circumstance there, but obviously it's going to be a standard below the NHL, if you like. So is the quality of the games actually good there, or is it just something you've always followed? And you say the AHL as well, and Toronto's obviously Canada. AHL, what does the A stand for? Because I was going to say American Hockey League, but it couldn't be American Hockey League if Toronto's playing in it. So that's why it's quite confusing that. It is American. Hi, Daryl, mate. How are you? It is the American Hockey League. So how does Toronto play in it then? Obviously, they're on the others just over the border there. So great hockey. They won the cup one year. That's good. And I know it would be a really, really good standard as well. Because to be fair, you're not going to go on the ice. Like, even just fucking skating for me would be difficult. Never mind trying to handle the stick and the puck while other people are trying to tackle me and get a shot off or make a nice pass, or even just try and tackle somebody else whilst keeping your fucking balance on the ice. You've got to be slightly skilled anyway to be able to do that. And I know these guys are probably on ice from their knee height to a grasshopper, and in the summer months they're probably on rollerblades and stuff like that. They're flying around with like a ball and stick. I'd imagine that's how it goes anyway. So they're always keeping their skill level up, even when they're not on the ice. AHL is just a feeder league, yeah, I'd imagine. And then you have like the other sports in North America. There you have the college leagues as well, I'd presume. I know I done the American football. You have the college leagues in it, and then obviously I think I did the lacrosse as well. Is that right? Lacrosse. They play like the field lacrosse, but there's the hockey level, the hockey. Not the fucking hockey. The lacrosse is a college level. Technically, this one's interesting, Glenn, mate. Technically, we're all Americans, North American, although us Canadians shy away from that label. Well, you can say that, mate, but if you were to say to me, just north of the border of England, and somebody says to me, technically you're all English, I would actually fucking drop the gloves with you, mate. Hey, how are you? I'm good, thanks very much. I'm quite happy to be doing, obviously, on the other channel, the Don's channel, which is my more established channel. It was more of a family channel initially. When we put it together, I've done a lot of family stuff. I still do the odd family thing on it, but I've done loads of live streams on that. The reason why I haven't really done many live streams on this is my hockey knowledge is actually quite basic to begin with. And I feel now, through watching a lot of stuff, talking to a lot more people and stuff through social media, I'm learning that a little bit more about the game, enough anyway to hold a bit of a conversation. And the only way I'm going to learn is by asking questions or people telling me stuff. So I enjoy it. I really do enjoy them. Daryl, mate, you know what it's like. You've always got that one noisy neighbour. USA, Canada, 2010 Olympics. A particular round in that, was it the final? I don't know. Don't shoot me down, but I'm not too sure what round you played them in. Was it the final? I know Canada have obviously probably got a few gold medals to their name in the Winter Olympics there. Them and Russia has probably cleaned up on that front, I'd imagine. But don't shoot me down for my knowledge on that one. I'm not too sure if he's played the US in the final for the gold medal. So obviously, for me personally, growing up, I would have always knew Gretzky. I think everybody knew Gretzky, no matter where you were in the world. If you're in the sports world, you knew who Michael Jordan was. You knew Maradona in the soccer, or Pele, or people like that. You knew who Gretzky was. That's just the way it was. So to learn now more about the modern day greats of the game, obviously I've covered Crosby. His stick handling's phenomenal. McDavid, the speed. Although I must admit, I like the Buer speed because it's just like a hot knife through butter. It's just like somebody put a bit of fucking firework up the guy's hole and he's just lit it and he just shoots off, doesn't he? The Russian rocket. He's fucking quick now. But I don't actually. That is interesting. Obviously, McDavid's the fastest guy on ice now, but is he actually the fastest guy of all time? You know, I know you record that. You have your competitions, but it has all the different components of the sport. And you have all the teams going. They have a player from each representing each category. And he obviously was the fastest. The way he went round, though, the technique going round was fucking amazing. The Swedes, the Finns, and the Americans all have competitive teams. Any Finnish NHL players I know by names. Do you know what? I wouldn't be able to tell you if I know if he's Finnish or Swedish or wherever, or Czech. I could probably see that a name was more Scandinavian right enough, but I couldn't tell you. I just know he's a Viking. I did actually do... Who was a Swedish boy I did cover a Swedish player. I forgot now. Somebody can help me out with that. So where's everybody from then? I think Daryl, mate, you told me you were actually Philadelphia. Would I be right in saying that, pal? The Twins, oh mate, the Sedin twins, how good were they? They're fucking amazing for the Canucks. Incredible. I did do them, that's right. I didn't even know they were finished. Nobody, that was one thing I says. The nationality, I'm obviously just going by the player because somebody's requested them. Massachusetts, USA. Manitoba. Oh, is that somebody that's from Finland as well? They are Swedish. Oh, they're Swedish. Maybe I did know that. See, when you're learning curves like that for a sport, trying to keep it in there, this not so intelligent brain of mine, trying to keep it there. You're learning that much that quick. It's hard to hold it all in, but I'll eventually get it. It'll just be second nature. I'll be able to throw it out there. Oh, there's a couple of Ontario there. One from Toronto, one from Brampton. Yeah, I know. Don't judge me. I actually have family members from Toronto or just outside Toronto. I can't remember where she said now. I'll know it when I see it. Oh gosh, it's my dad's cousin actually. His auntie moved there. She would have been my granddad's sister, and they all went over to Canada. But there was 4 sisters, and they're all living in and around Ontario. One of them's just passed away there, unfortunately, but they're all around there. Vancouver. One of my friends in work worked in Vancouver for a year. Absolutely loved it. He had a random job as well. His job was to go around. Well, basically they were like industrial cleaners. They would go into like houses and clean them up, like fumigate them from damp and stuff like that. One time he actually had to clean up a murder. I think all the blood and everything everywhere. Absolutely mental sounding. Timmins, Ontario, go Leafs, go. We've got Leafs. See some of the Leafs players that I've covered as well. Absolutely brilliant. I think the one player that stands out for me that everybody seems to say, and I don't think they realise I've already covered, but you can tell I think he was Mr. Leafs, if that's a saying. I don't know if it is, but he bled this hockey club like Wendell Clark. What a man that was. But you all know how much I love Ty Domi, but when you talk about a relationship a man would have with his club that he plays for, I think you can see that Wendell Clark epitomised that A leader on the ice. I love that hard player. What I don't know how to pronounce that. It's Saskatchewan or something in Canada. That place. But they all seem like hard bastards from there. Are they all farmers or something, like work on the ranch or something like that? They're fucking bringing in the bulls. They all seem like tough bastards from there. But that's where he was from, Wendell Clark. Saskatchewan. And actually, believe it or not, I know like the rodeo scene. I seen one of the guys. He's from Belfast, and he does reactions as well. Adam. I don't know him personally, but he just done bull riding. But the rodeo thing, I follow quite a bit. I know quite a bit about the rodeo, actually, all the different types of things. All the different types of horse riding and stuff like that. Bulldogging, everything like that. Do you know what I fancy doing just before I get sidetracked here? The barrel racing. I always like that barrel racing. Don't ask me why. Fucking hooer the fucking horse straight out through the fence, hit the far barrel, back over the other one, in the other one, and away. And I'd get it in about 13 seconds or whatever. That's pretty good. But he's obviously just covered. I've seen it just popped up that he did the bull riding, which is something I used to watch all the time here. Used to watch it all the time. Loved it, obviously. You're aiming to, obviously, a bit like the bronc riding. The horses, 8 seconds roughly to stay on. But they're not just judging you staying on, it's if you're doing it the right way as well, which a lot of people don't really know. So, yeah, it's good. It's good that he's done that, actually. I might actually check some of it out, but in terms of doing a reaction, you're limited to what you can do because, I actually know about the sport, so to react to it, it wouldn't be a raw reaction. It would just be, oh yeah, I've seen this, but I don't know enough details about it to go into each individual bull rider. But they're nutcases. They're fucking legitimate, fucking mental cases. Well, the reason why I picked the Flames, just recently, I know there's a lot of Canadians going to be joining this here or watching it back, but Canada, I would go as far as to say, out of this, I'd say top 3 countries for beauty, how lovely they are to look at. Canada, not in any particular order. Canada, 100%. New Zealand. And I've got to be biased and say Scotland. I'm not being biased because, so Scotland's your home country. No, it is actually genuinely a beautiful place. But one thing that I'll say about when I've been watching a lot of TV shows, I cannot believe how many of them are actually filmed in Canada. They're actually supposed to be Chicago or New York or somewhere in America, but it's actually filmed in Canada. I know it's cheaper probably for filming there for some reason, tax reasons, but the amount of actors I thought were American that are actually Canadian is incredible. But I watched this wee show with the children called Heartland, and it's set in just outside Calgary. It's in Alberta, and I love it, and it's all the bull riding and all that there. Or not the bull. Well, there's a little bit of it. It's more bronc riding. There's a bit of equestrian as well, but it's just a good family channel. And obviously, you've got the Battle of Alberta. You've got Edmonton, the Oilers. Any Oilers here? Any Oilers? Speak up. No Oilers. Thank fuck for that. No, I'm only joking. I don't know enough about the 2 clubs to start hating any other club, so I enjoy watching it. And I love rivalry in sport, but I've obviously said I like the Flames, but they all like the Flames in the show. And I'd like to look at the city of Calgary. I think it's a lovely looking place, but more than that, the scenery in Alberta. My Lord, wow, what a beautiful place. Absolutely beautiful. Yes, Mr. Peabody, nice name. Mr. Peabody, have you reacted to Crashed Ice? I actually did do Crashed Ice, and I did a reaction to the first ever fight in the history of Crashed Ice, and I actually think it was a hockey player that was in it. When in Rome, hockey player. There's no hockey today, so I'll just punch the head off some German that's coming over to go down this thing. This slope, crushed ice. Fast as fuck. Like a bat out of hell. Down this thing. They've got a death wish. Absolute screwless. Going down here, rapid. And just at the bottom, you've cut me off. I was going round that turn, you cut me off. What the fuck were you thinking? Why did you do that? Nah. bump, bump, bump. That was that. Brilliant. Loved it. Loved it. One second. I've just missed some comments because I was talking. I wanted to say you should look into Dave the Tiger Williams. Actually, that name pops up an awful lot. Was he a goalie? Maybe not a goalie, but he's definitely from the older era. I can't remember what somebody said he was, but definitely is a name that's popped up an awful lot. He was going to be somebody I'm going to check out in hopefully the not too distant future. We're up there just because of the rodeo. Oh, yes, Daryl, mate. I'm just reading your comment there. Sorry for the quietness there. I was just reading Daryl's comment. I will do I love the rodeo. I'd love to go watch the rodeo. There was a show, actually. Now, it wasn't in Canada. It was Gordon Ramsay. It was 3 chefs that are famous in the UK. Gordon Ramsay was the only British one. And then Gino, he's an Italian and a French chef as well. And they went round and they were, I don't know if it was somewhere in Texas, but they were learning how to do the barbecues properly. And the trick of the barbecue is not to hit it with too much heat. Actually, let it cook slowly and constantly be basting it with this. The woman had this handheld mop thing she'd devised in this wee dingy looking little hole, but it's meant to be the best place ever for barbecues. So they learned their techniques off that, and then they went out to the rodeo, and they were in and out of the rodeo while the barbecue was still going. And then after the rodeo, everyone came out and was fucking eating the steaks and everything. It looked unbelievable. I just love the whole setup of the rodeo. Cool as fuck. Yep, Canada. Canada is beautiful coast to coast. The proud and noble Canadian beaver salutes the mighty Highland cow. I seen that guy with the hockey stick. Did you see the video of the guy come out to the beaver and he's got the hockey stick trying to chase the beaver off the road? The beaver's stuck in the middle of the road. I don't know if he was drunk or what, being on some of your beers that you've got over there, rocket fuel. And he's lying, just sitting casual as you like in the middle of the road, not giving a damn about life. And the boy just jumps out the car. Hockey stick, right, beaver. Gently pushing the beaver. What the hell are they big things? Get their teeth into you. Fuck that. I would be pushing that thing with a hockey stick. Nutcase. Bit of useless information for you there, but I thought I'd share it because I just seen it the other day. Flames are my second favourite team. Go Leafs. Do you know what I like about the Flames as well? The more I've learned about them, they've got passionate fan base, and obviously you can see what the passion comes out in me for sport. My football team, soccer team is Rangers, and the fan base is electric, absolutely brilliant. Huge fan base globally around the world, in the soccer world anyway. And that is what I love to see. I love to be able to engage with a same-minded fan base, right? Passionate as hell. Might not necessarily have the best team, but the fans will back you to the hilt, and I love that. Mate, Alexander, mate, I just seen your comment. Make sure you check out the playoffs this year if you can. Rivals mostly exist in playoffs these days. That is a good comment there to take into consideration. And I'd imagine, obviously, with a little bit more to play for when you get to the playoffs, a lot more to lose even. Heightened tensions, more chance. Obviously, the Oilers and the Flames can meet each other. That would be good to see. But hopefully there's only one winner there. So I'm really looking forward to it. And just to say about your point, when it does come about, I've got all the American channels here, I've got all the Canadian channels, so I'll be able to watch the sports, and I'll try and watch live games, and I'll do some reviews of the games, what I thought about the live game, players that stood out for me, etc. Just reviewing the whole thing, and then try and keep the playoff updated as we go through it, and it commences. Daryl, mate, come on now, come on. Your Jets. Calgary is done. Listen to Daryl. Daryl, who rattled your cage? Calgary is done. My Jets are going to sweep them. Well, Daryl, I'll be sweeping you off the road with a hockey stick just like that fucking beaver, mate. No more of your bloody cheek. Hello from Alberta. Hi, John. How you doing, buddy? Hope you're well. I'll do some digging for it. I like all except the Habs. They're not a liked club, are they? Not that many people like that. Like them at all. Like cool. Rivalries. Check out SB Nation. Sounds good. Beavers are evil. They bite. Just reading your comment there, Glenn. Oh, good luck, Mr. Peabody. Hopefully work goes quick for you, buddy, and you're not having to put a shift in. It's slow and boring. You know yourself. Crap, but good luck anyway. Mike Sylvan Cote. Oh, Canada, maybe, Canada, maybe, I like the name, mate. I've seen you've just been reading your comments. AFL, yeah, I do an awful lot of AFL, mate, particularly on my other channel. It's a sport I absolutely love, and it's for the same sort of reasons, you know, no nonsense sport. I mean, it's physical, it's competitive. Anybody can beat anybody on their day. It's so hard, close fought. Well, you do have probably the better teams in it, but there's an honesty about the sport. It's quick, it's entertaining. There's big hits. Not so much fighting in terms of what you get in hockey, where you're just unloading fucking fists on each other. Not quite as clean cut as that, but yeah, there's it's definitely a game to enjoy. Is rugby popular in Scotland? Well, you've two codes of rugby, Slicky. You've rugby league and rugby union. Rugby union is relatively popular in Scotland. Rugby league's predominantly played, I suppose, as the biggest rugby league, if you like, is the NRL, the National Rugby League in Australia. But then they've got the Super League in England, which is huge as well. So they play rugby league in that, and then you've also got your British leagues, French leagues, and the rugby union. And obviously they've got their rugby union leagues as well. Rugby union would be played in Scotland. Our national team, they always give you a game, but they never win anything. They're just Scotland in a nutshell. They give their all, but always come up second best. But in terms of rugby union teams, as in club teams, we've got Glasgow and Edinburgh. That would be our two big teams. Then in Northern Ireland, we have Ulster. You actually have the four provinces of Ireland then. So you'd have Connacht, Ulster, Munster and Leinster. They're all in the rugby union and the same league as Glasgow and Edinburgh. And then you've got Cardiff. What's the Swansea team called again? I forget now off the top of my head. Swansea Dragons or something like that. Cardiff, whatever. I don't really follow the rugby union that much. It'd be mostly soccer I'd watch. In our sport here. Having said that, though, I would say one of my favourite sporting competitions on the planet, and it happens annually, is the Six Nations: England, Scotland, Ireland, Wales, France, and Italy. You've probably heard of it. Around about February, March time, everyone plays each other. So it's 5 games, 6 countries, 5 games. Winner takes all, basically. You win every game, you win the Grand Slam, kind of a thing. Scotland hasn't won it since... it was 5 Nations the last time we won it. I think it was about the 90s. So we're 20-odd years anyway. What is something that all NHL laymen should know? Mira, thanks for the nice comment. Love your accent, by the way. Thank you. Live stream, get those numbers up. Cheers, Alexander. Nice question, mate. Daryl, you've always found soccer and hockey very similar sports. Curious if you see more similarities or differences. Well, the obvious difference would be the physicality. Obviously, hockey It's got that played with a lot more aggression, probably played with a lot more skill, if I'm being brutally honest. It's faster, slightly different in terms of the setup, defense, and then obviously you've got your offense, and then you've got a goaltender, a goalkeeper in soccer, and then you're scoring goals into a net. There's similarities there. The overall way they set up, it has got similarities in some aspects. Yeah, the fact that a goal's a goal. It's a one goal. You're not getting 6 or 5 or whatever points you get. So a goal's a goal. That's the same as soccer in that sense. But other than that, I think what I love about hockey, it ticks every category that you're looking for a sport. It's competitive, it's physical, you can fight, which is fantastic. So much skill, the speed that they go at, the way they hit each other, regardless of the fighting, just the hits alone, the danger involved in some of these hits, the fact that these guys, and I said it in quite a few videos, they're absolute animals on the ice, but they're absolute gentlemen off the ice. There's a lot to be said for that. You can be an absolute dickhead on the ice as long as when you go off it, you're a gentleman, you shake hands, and you go and you're just normal. But I think in soccer that is not the case. They're pussies on the pitch, and they're assholes, a lot of them off it. So I can't categorise them all as assholes, but or pussies. They're not all pussies, but predominantly it's getting more wimpy. I can't say the sport's getting more pansy-ish because of the players. Yes, there's an element of that. I think it's more to do with obvious rule changes. You can barely touch anybody anymore, or you're getting a free kick, they're giving a foul. Then you've got the players that play into that as well, throw themselves down, roll around, act like they've been fucking shot. They let the whole sport down. Particularly certain Brazilian players, South American players would be carrying on like that. So there is a huge difference when hockey and soccer, like the way they react to being hurt. If you're hurt, you're hurt. You'll stay down. You won't move. If you're hurt in soccer and you're rolling around 20 fucking rolls all the way out the stadium into the car on the way home, you're not hurt. You're not hurt if you can do that. You're faking it. You're cheating. You're cheating. And it's something that most fans would not enjoy. So if you're a big soccer fan, you don't like these things. So I understand why people who have been brought up liking different sports don't like that. But I just want you to know we don't like it either. You can't go behind the soccer goal. That's a good point. Yes, mate, Slicky, you're right. Absolutely, it's a sport that's being ruined. There's a lot of other rule changes right now that are ruining it as well. Besides the way the players are acting, obviously they brought in VAR, which is the video assisted referee, and even it's technology. I mean, really, really good technology there, and they're still making mistakes with this stuff. Spent a lot of money. There's a lot of money in the game now, and it's frustrating to see advertisement and the commercialized sort of stuff that's creeping in. That would be the one thing if I was judging. Kind of, I don't know how bad hockey is for it, but certainly with the NFL, as the ad breaks, there's constant ad breaks. It's something that I don't particularly personally like, and I know a lot of people say, "Oh, that annoys me a little bit." They're always trying to throw an advert for a fucking sofa or a car or get the latest satellite deal or. Who gives a fuck about that here? I'm here to watch the fucking game. Do you know what I mean? I'm not interested in that nonsense, but this is the sort of thing that's creeping in. And that's why they want to have things, I would imagine, like VAR. Oh, we have to go to we'll wait and see what's happening as they flash a few fucking ads on the screen as well. Anything to make a bit of money. That's the way sport's going. So there's certain things, yes, that football players annoy me with, but I would say a lot of the things that have annoyed me about the sport in recent years have been down to rule changes by the governing bodies, whether it was FIFA, the English FA, if you're watching the English leagues, or even UEFA, which would be the European body. Hi, I have to read your name. No, enough action. Good day from Toronto. Good day, mate. To you back. Oh, you've got a mate from Alloa. I know Alloa. I've been to Alloa quite a few times. Um, it's actually mental. It's actually a mental place. Saying like his dad's actually not too far away from where I'm from. I'm from Fife, which would be on the east coast. Alloa's actually somewhere near me, kind of going in towards Stirling direction, which would be more central in the central belt of Scotland. So not too far. Scotland's a small country. You're all near each other anyway, really. There stood a cow on yonder hill. Aye, Cowdenbeath. My mate in Cowdenbeath, it's in Fife. He used to sing that song. A coo up yonder hill. There was a coo up yonder. Yes, rugby is a gentleman's game. No, rugby is a thug's game played by gentlemen. Football is a gentleman's game played by thugs. That's what they say. Thanks, mate. Keep up the good action. Vay, how you doing? Fellow Flames fan. Brilliant. Love it. What I'm looking forward to most, and I must admit to you, as I said, I won't claim to have unbelievable knowledge of the way this player's working. And I know in 2020 everything's changed. You've got this lottery thing going on with the playoffs, so it's probably the worst year to try and work out what's going on with the different areas and stuff, the different playoff sections on a normally just coming into the sport and trying to learn that without all this going on. So I would be honest with you and say my knowledge isn't great on it. However, what I'm looking forward to is watching games live initially, and then when I come to terms with what's going on, then giving better feedback, better videos and reviews of the games and content based on what's happening with the knockout situation. So for the Flame side of it, where is he? He said the Jets are going to slap us, basically. And I've reminded him that's not going to bloody happen. Oh, there you go, Darryl. There he is. I do giggle and laugh. I've always been like that, a wee bit smiley, giggly, probably a wee bit of a touch of that ADHD. But I wear my heart on my sleeve. I was in the army for 5 years. I was in the Black Watch in the army, the British Army, Scottish Regiment. And I know in Canada you've got lots of Scottish battalions as well. You've got the Black Watch of Canada, your Canadian Black Watch Regiment there, the Highlanders, the Royal Scots. You've got all the same battalions as us. So I was with them for 5 years. And when I was leaving, my officer gave me a reference for work when I was leaving. And that was one of the things he said. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I'm not afraid to put myself out there, even if it means being ridiculed. Just say things as I see them. Spade's a spade. No offense intended in anything. Just what you see is what you get. And don't hold grudges unless you're an Oilers fan. That's a good, interesting comment. It's like hockey is an expensive game to play, so some talent that maybe plays, I don't know, out in the street in a frozen lake or something, where you don't really need to pay all these membership fees for clubs, all the gear that you need. It's just the pure art of the game. There's brilliant players that are maybe being missed, not given the opportunity because they're from maybe a poorer background, but they could be absolutely incredible. But unless you're in a situation where your family can pay you to go and play hockey, then it's a sport that it's basically, from what I'm reading and what I've heard about that, it's basically for people who have a more privileged background, unfortunately. When did you first learn about watch hockey? I've watched hockey on and off, like little bits, but not really knew loads about it, like in terms of players, teams, rules. As I've just said, the playoffs, how the whole competition works. But I know about the game. I know what you're supposed to do. I mean, as Darryl said, there's similarities. I think you can pick up what they're trying to do. You're trying to get the puck. You're trying to get it in that net. and who scores more wins. To absolutely break it down into its most basic form. Obviously, there's rules in which you do. You've got your penalty minutes and all the rest of it. All the things that go on within the game. Didn't really understand that so much, but I did used to play it an awful lot on what would it have been, the PlayStation, the first one. Used to play the game all the time. It would have been one of the games I actually probably prefer to play the NHL game more than the FIFA, which would be football, soccer. I did actually enjoy it more. Iserman and players like that there for the Red Wings. I actually really enjoyed playing with the Red Wings for some reason. I don't know why. Years ago, though, maybe it was one of the first games, Tampa. They always had the fucking... As soon as you went them, it was great. Me and my brothers always wanted to go them because their players always fucked the gloves down quickest. They were always fighting. And you're like, yes, you go Tampa. And if you're playing your brother, you always had the hard bastards that played for Tampa for some reason. Or they were the most angry ones. I don't know. But in the game, they always seemed to fight for some reason. So we used to always go Tampa. But Detroit Red Wings, I used to like playing with them. And Montreal, I always thought Montreal were probably the best team in it. Don't know why. And then you could play East versus West, the All-Stars. I'll let you decide who was better over the years. I don't know. Wow, just reading Alexander's comment. You're obviously from Finland, mate. Alexander Bradley. It's really expensive in Finland as well. Oh no, maybe you're commenting on somebody else. Sorry, mate. Sorry about that. Been to lots of Pens games. Great team. There's no doubt about that. They've had some superstars at that club over the years. I'm going to be reacting to, is it Mark Messier as well? He's a player. I actually think I can remember him from the game now that I say that. But he's a player that's been requested quite a bit, and a lot of people want to see that reaction. So that tells me it's going to be good. Yeah, Daryl, that's what I was thinking. Street hockey were like roller skates and then our blades, and I presume it's a ball if you're outside on the tarmac, playing with your stick, or on a frozen lake or something. You know, that's what I was thinking. Did I turn offsides? Not too sure, to be honest with you. I can't remember really getting pulled for that offside. Maybe I don't know. I can't remember now off the top of my head. Avalanche versus Red Wings in the 90s is the greatest rivalry I know. Fair shout. Do you know what? I'm going to actually... I like the rivalries, as you know. I'm going to actually be doing more team rivalries as we go on. I've done a couple already. Obviously, there's a couple of all-in brawls that people want me to check out as well. So that's quite good. Good to know. I'll check it out. You've got the season tickets for Red Wings. Just out of curiosity, how much would a season ticket be roughly for a team if you're going to support a team in the NHL? Oh my word, the ball is orange and it's plastic and it leaves welts. Good old orange balls. That's what you're going to get if you get hit with the bastard in them. In the OHL, no, now you've confused me. I've had the OHL, the AHL is obviously the American Hockey League. What is the OHL then? I'm going to go Ontario, even though I know Red Wings is Detroit. You're not far. You could probably be... I know Toronto were playing in the AHL, so I'm presuming... I'm going to go out on a wing and say it's the Ontario Hockey League. Fucking champion. Boom. So basically, to let you know what I'm doing with the other channel, I have plans to take the. That's what's confusing me. You don't respect borders for leagues. It's more like east-west, isn't it? Rather than north-south of the border, like Canada, America. It's more like western, eastern, which is quite strange. But yeah, it's good. It's good to see at the same time. Do you like Formula One? It's not something I've really followed as much. I don't really know too much about it. I don't know the different cars and stuff like that there. And I know the odd driver, if you like, Hamilton and Vettel and boys like that there. And obviously Schumachers from the past. But what I was going to say is about what my plan is for the channel. I'm planning on in the future becoming more of a podcast channel than just reactions. Of course, I'm learning about the sports through reactions, through engaging with people in chats, enjoying that. But then eventually becoming like, obviously, I'm going to be doing reviews of the playoffs and stuff like that, talking about the sport, more podcast like. So one day I could be talking about the AFL, the NHL, NFL, etc. Coinciding with my other stuff that I'm doing as well, but become more podcast based. I plan on getting myself an outdoor studio in the back garden out there. I don't know if you call it a yard there. EIHL, yes, mate. You've got Glasgow Clan, you've got Fife Flyers and Dundee Star. Yes, the Dundee team. Is it the Stars? Can't remember. Belfast Giants is in that team as well. In that league as well. So yeah. Yeah. Eh? Okay. More. My daughter's coming up. So go down the podcast route. Planning on building a studio in the back. Oh, is that for mummy? Yeah. Okay. Go on you downstairs then, darling. Good girl. Shut the door. Sweetheart. And then, obviously, one of the big things that I want to be able to do with the channel is bring the channel on the road. My first trip planned is for Australia. We're going to be doing live AFL, not live, sort of AFL vlogging trip, if you like, going around the stadiums, fitting in as many games as I can within. Obviously, Australia and Canada are two massive countries, so you're limited to roughly the areas you're in. But I'm going to be visiting Melbourne and Adelaide, two cities in Australia, and doing as many games as I can in a 3-4 week period, going around seeing the sites and just recording and vlogging the whole trip. And then obviously, as the channel grows, maybe doing a second trip. But also, because this channel's grown at the same time as the other one. The other one's nearly, I can't remember, we're 80,000 subscribers on that channel. So that's more established. This one's only a couple of thousand. But as the channel grows, obviously, any funds that we raise through the channel is going into growing the channel, if you like. It doesn't go into your pocket to go, I want to go and buy myself fucking clothes. Nah, it goes into investing in the channel. And, of course, a studio is one of the things I want to do. I've got most of the equipment. I'm happy enough with the equipment. There's a couple of wee items I'd probably like to get somewhere down the line, but I certainly want to come to Canada. I'm going to be coming at some point in the next few years and doing my videos there as well. Live, go around, talk to people, meet people, etc. I'm just reading your comment. Northern Michigan, 85 degrees. Nice hot day there for you then. Thanks, Slicky, as well. Just a comment there. By the way, if you want to see some funny hockey content, check out Paul Bissonnette, Spitting Chickets crew. Sounds cool. I actually think it will. Would it be worth a reaction, or is it just something you can't react to? I'll check it out, see what they're like, and if I can react, I'll maybe react to a couple of them as well, because it's something different, you know. It's a different type of video from what I have actually been reacting to. So, yep. I've actually enjoyed this live stream. As I said, it's far better. It's far better when you're doing your live streams and stuff that you kind of have a little bit more knowledge rather than just coming on and going, right, let's talk about hockey. Actually, I have fucking no idea about anything hockey whatsoever. So I wouldn't make for a good live stream. That's why comments on videos are vital for me, and learning the sport and the game, learning a bit about players, the people, yourselves, getting to know a little bit about you as individuals as well. As I would say to you right now as well, follow us on Facebook and Instagram, because if you do that, I'll talk to you through that as well. Send messages about what you might want to see or whatever, just want to talk to me, whatever. I'm more than happy to do that. Oh, that's actually quite interesting. Cheers, Alexander, mate. It's a podcast, post videos, but the podcast would help you learn about players, hockey culture, things like that. It's usually NSFW podcast. That actually sounds good. I think I will do that. There is a couple of sports podcasts I've been watching right now. Pat McAfee's obviously he was an American football player, a punter in the game, and he's now doing quite a lot of AFL, Aussie rules. He's discovered Aussie rules here when there's been no sport where you are right now, and he's loving it. So I've been watching a bit of his podcast. Quite good to see people enjoying a different sport. It's a lot like what I'm doing right now. There's a big world out there. There's a lot of good things around the world that you could enjoy. You just don't know it. It's about discovering it. That's what I'm doing. I'm really enjoying it, actually. I think it's far better than if I was doing a podcast. I've grew up watching soccer, football my whole life. I think if I was doing that, I would just be another guy talking about it. But when you've got a different perspective of what you're seeing, there's a raw, there's a bit of an innocence to it as well. Like, I don't really know what I'm talking about that much, but you're putting, people might like enjoy watching other people watching it or seeing their insights into what they're enjoying about the sport. I quite like that. Cool. Flyers Senators Brawl 2004. Greatest sporting moments, 30 minutes long, 20 million views. Would you ever consider reacting to it? 30 minutes. The only thing about that, Daryl, is it would have to be split into a two-part, because a 30-minute reaction, it's not only long for people to watch, it's actually long for me to sit through. Unless I did the whole reaction and cut no, it's quite a long time to sit there. I would probably, if I was doing that, be better watching it and reviewing it and putting wee bits in. Or a three-parter, you could split it up into 10-minute reactions for each thing. It's just, believe it or not, the way I react to videos, the way I get all excited and stuff, when I come away from it, I'm actually quite fucking tired. If say I've did 3 videos back to back and I'm doing it for about an hour, and you're concentrating, trying to give feedback as well as reacting, with the lights on you and everything, you're fucking quite tiring. I'm after doing days work as well. And then you're watching the 3 kids, with 3 daughters as well. It is a long, no, I'm not saying I wouldn't do it, but it is long. But it's something that I might even consider, even if I don't break it into a 3-parter, watching I have watched quite a few documentaries and reviewed documentaries in the past, what I've liked about them, a bit of feedback, and I could also add a little bit of the documentary into the video itself that I make, the review itself, if you like. Google Podcast, thanks. Spitting chicklets. Cool. So, I'm going to have to go and start putting the tea on. Baseball. Why not? I mean, I wouldn't say no. It's a sport, again. It's not a sport I know about in terms of who's a good team, who's a good player. I know what the sport is. I've played the sport before at school and stuff. You're playing a bit of bit of baseball like that. But in terms of knowledge on the game, clubs and stuff like that, I don't have a great knowledge, but why not? Why not react to it? Is there any particular video you think would be worth a reaction? That goes to Kendra McLeod there. You've asked for baseball. I know that there's people that's asked for Malice in the Palace, which is basketball. It's meant to be insane. Such a brawl. Sounds good. Sounds quite entertaining, to be fair. 419 combined penalty minutes in one game. Jose Batista Batflip. Sounds good, actually. Is that his name? Batflip? Or is that is that the name of the video? Jose Batista Batflip, surely not his name. Flyer Senators, I will do that. Tell you what to do. Leave a comment after the live stream. In the live stream, you'll get a comment section of the video when it's there. Or even if you're following me on Facebook or Instagram, just leave a comment for a reaction you want there. Just follow me there and then you can message me through that. I'll talk to you on that if you're wanting a reaction, because sometimes when you're doing the live stream, I don't have anything to write it down with when I'm doing this. And I'm just enjoying talking away to folk. And the comments, it's so bizarre going through it on the live stream. You're scrolling up like that. I'll easily forget to do it. Bombard them. So I did actually mention I'm going to be doing Jaeger, Fleury, McGrattan, Iserman. There's obviously a couple here that I've said I would be thinking about doing. I can't remember. I had a couple of them wrote down anyway. I put up that I was looking to do this week, and if I can get time to throw in any more, I'll try and do that. And then right now I'm watching AFL on a Thursday after work. Thursday on a Friday I watch that. Saturday, Sunday I do that, but I can fit in a few reactions after all these times as well. So I should be able to get a few in. Thanks, Canada, maybe, yeah. This is fun. Good guy, good conversation, nice followers. Cheers. All good people joining the chats. I've really enjoyed it myself. Thanks very much to everyone that's joined. I'm going to go now because I'm going to have to put the oven on so I can do the tea. I'm going to have some pork chops. Fancy that. Pork chops and just chips. You probably call them fries, but they're bigger than fries. They're not the wee French fries. They're chips. Oh, thanks very much, Alexander. Drop a like. Really appreciate that. Dan, thank you. Thanks, Dan. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, everyone that's taken time to join the live stream and then talk to me. It's been good fun. And I actually will, if you are interested in me doing another live stream, I'll try and do one within the next week or so as well, because I have obviously been putting more attention into the other channel right now because of the fact that there's actually live games happening right now. So I've got a lot of stuff to get through. And I mean, I do quite a bit of homework behind the scenes on the sports. So it's not just, let's just react to a video. There's a lot of work going in behind the scenes to the other channel in terms of the sport and the element of it. Reading all the stuff that's happening, player injuries, etc. So I can know what's going on, and I can give in-depth reviews of the games when it comes to it. So that's what will be happening on the NHL as well when it comes round. I've got my work cut out, but I'm looking forward to it. Can't wait. This is what you've got to do. So I can just go out one day, and just one day, if the podcast got big enough, I could just go, just work from home and just do sports all day. How good would that be? Not having to work for somebody in a shitty job that you can't be bothered with anymore, and you work for yourself. Good night, everyone. Well, it's actually still, I know you're only probably morning time where you are. I'm only 25 to 5, but I want to go get the tea on. Hi, Lee. Lee, I'm just leaving. Go Pies. Got the Bulldogs. Come on, the Bulldogs. And the Flames. And the mighty Glasgow Rangers. Thanks very much, everyone. I'll talk to you all soon. Stay safe. Good luck. Goodbye.